Hello, this is BradTheMan45 as always, and welcome to My Life in Games. In this show, I interview somebody about the games that have influenced them in their life. You get what I mean. Today, I have
Ninguno65 from the Dominican Republic. Woo!
welcome.
Thanks. Thanks for having me here.
No problem. So, why don't you introduce your first game?
On my first game. Okay, I suppose I can do it in order of release, I guess. Okay, the first game I'm going to introduce is Mario Kart 64 for, obviously, the Nintendo 64.
It would be a shock if it wasn't.
Yeah, it could be for Nintendo 65 for all I care.
So, why did you pick that game then?
Okay, Mario Kart 64 is one of the first games I ever played. The first one I ever played is Pokemon Blue, but since Pokemon Platinum is my favorite, yeah, I decided to keep that for instead of Blue. Anyways, Mario Kart 64, I realized recently, but it's my favorite Mario Kart, just because I just love the series in the first place. And this game is very flawless, to be perfectly honest. I'm not being biased or anything, but if you play the game, you can feel like the controls are very fluid, and you don't need to drift. That's something that the recent Mario Kart, especially starting from DS, you essentially have to drift in all the courses. But Mario Kart 64, you feel like it's very fluid, the gameplay is good, most of the courses are fantastic. There's a few I don't like, and there's one that is extremely overrated I don't like, and people will hate me for it. Yeah, you can tell which one is it. You can guess.
I haven't played Mario Kart 64, surprisingly, so I don't know many of the courses on it.
Ah, okay, it's Rainbow Road. This is Rainbow Road.
Oh, you gotta love Rainbow Road. It's my favourite course that's gone throughout the whole Mario Kart series.
Well, to be honest, I just like the... I mean, my personal favorite, is my favorite course in all time, is the GameCube one. I do like the one in Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart DS, but I'm not a big fan of the one in Mario Kart 7, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, the one in Mario Kart 7 it's not like the traditional Rainbow Road. It's got like several different environments that you go into, rather than the normal Rainbow Road.
Yeah, you have sections instead of laps, but it's getting away from the point of Mario Kart 64.
Yeah, let's reel it back in, and right. So I've seen you've done like a playthrough of Mario Kart DS on your channel. So was Mario Kart 64 has that influenced your buying of games?
Okay, Mario Kart 64, as I said, is the first Mario Kart I ever played. I haven't played Super Mario Kart, which is the actual first Mario Kart. And if it wasn't for that game, I wouldn't play the Mario Kart series in general, and I wouldn't like it, to be perfectly honest. I'm going to say, if I wouldn't started with Mario Kart Double Dash or Super Circuit, I wouldn't like the series as much as I was playing Mario Kart 64. So yeah, you can essentially say that's the influence.
Oh, that's quite a good point then, saying that Mario Kart 64 is like, you wouldn't have bought it if it hadn't been that specific game. Like, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Would you say that racing games was your genre of choice, so to speak?
I'm not exactly a big fan of those realistic racing games like Need for Speed or something like that. I had one of those games as a kid and I didn't like it at all because I always screw up, I always go in the third, and it was so difficult to race. And yeah. I also played Diddy Kong Racing as a kid, and I actually liked that game very much since you have the option of vehicles like a normal car, a hovercraft, and an airplane. But I really like Mario Kart 64 a little bit more because I just like the atmosphere of the courses better. It's just saying. It's for my genre of racing games, a little bit on the fantastic side. I don't exactly know how to say it, but it's essentially like gimmicky. The kind of racing games you could see, like Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform. I actually played the demo of the 3DS version, and I did enjoy it quite a bit because it's interesting to have like vehicles that actually can transform whenever you have a chance. And I'm actually looking forward to Mario Kart 8. Yes, epic.
That did look pretty awesome.
Yeah. Only thing though, if they don't include Bowser Jr. in that racing game, I'm going to be mad.
Is that your character of choice?
Yeah, Bowser Jr. is my favorite, one of my favorite Nintendo characters. Luigi is my favorite Nintendo character for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do love Bowser Jr., even though most people don't like him.
Fair enough. Right, do you want to move on to your next game then?
Sure. My second game I chose is Paper Mario for the Nintendo 64. I could have used the GameCube version, which is my actual favorite, but since I did a playthrough of Paper Mario 1, might as well use that.
Yeah, why not? The one that you know more about, let's say. So, why did you pick that game then?
Okay, actually Paper Mario, I didn't actually own Paper Mario as a kid. My best friend actually used to own it, and he lent it me every time he could. And I love that game to death. It's like one of my personal favorite games ever, even though I still prefer the sequel because it's better. But some things the original did a lot better than Paper Mario Thousand Year Door.
Yeah, okay. So we've had two games from like the Nintendo 64. Was that like the main console that you had when you grew up, or?
I actually gave my Nintendo 64 away. I could have actually kept it and keep playing Mario Party 3 because actually someone I know, my neighbor actually has my copy of Mario Party 3. He hasn't returned it yet.
Oh dear.
And okay, that's one thing. My personal favorite console is the Wii. Even though it's not as good as most consoles, I still prefer it over everything, and it has my biggest game collection. So still my personal favorite, even though my Nintendo 64 might be my second favorite console.
Alright, okay. The Wii has had a lot of classic games to it. It's like all the, like 2 Legends of Zeldas and yeah, all that.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah. So would you say that Paper Mario got you into the Mario series, or was that more for Mario Kart 64? That's what I'm trying to say.
I actually got a Super Mario 64 and Mario Kart 64 the same day, so essentially those two got me into it. And Paper Mario, it was like 2 years afterwards, so, or was it 3? I don't remember, but I do know that I played Mario 64 and Mario Kart 64 after Paper Mario.
Okay, that's quite alright. Okay, would you say that, like, do you enjoy more turn-based RPGs? So looking at Paper Mario, that being one of them.
I do like turn-based RPGs. I mean, Pokemon, duh. I mean, Pokemon is one of my favorite series, and it's turn-based RPG, so yeah. However, I'm not a big fan of Final Fantasy. I don't know why. I just don't like it that much. And also, Fortune 3 should make me play Dragon Quest, because there's a lot of interesting characters in there. So yeah, I might actually give it a shot to play Dragon Quest one of these days.
I would recommend, though I can't remember what it's called, but the one that came out for DS a few years ago. I got that one. I played the death out of it. So
I believe that's 9. Was it? Because there is a friend of mine that was talking about that game a lot.
Yeah, it could well have been. Yeah, I can't remember the subtitle of it, but it's really good, and I would definitely recommend picking that one up if you wanted to get into the series.
I suppose I could add some. Yeah, I'm going to search for a Dragon Quest game, but again, getting away from the point, Paper Mario.
So, do you want to move on to the next game?
No, I want to talk about Paper Mario a little bit more because it wasn't really explained why I didn't like it.
Okay, why do you like it then?
Okay, the Paper Mario series is actually my favorite RPG, Mario RPGs, because I don't know, it's really good. It has very good humor. It has very good graphics. I do like the style of graphics the game has. Essentially 2D, except the thicker star, but that's a different story. I also love the partners in Paper Mario 1. It has my favorite set of partners. Bowser Your Door has a good set of partners, but the original had better partners, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, I like the story, the twist they make it to it, because not only Bowser kidnapping Peach, he also succeeded to be Mario, and he stole the Sword of Wishes of the entire world. That is awesome. That's different from your usual stories, which is kinda lame. So, yeah, that is the whole reason why I like the Mario RPGs in general, but especially Paper Mario.
Yeah, Mario RPGs tend to have really good dialogue and plot and all of that.
Yeah. I still say one of my favorites is Partners in Time, but I'm not going to deviate too much because we have still one game to go.
Yep. Right, let's move on to that one then.
Okay, so I mentioned it before, if you have a good memory, it's Pokemon Platinum for the Nintendo DS.
Okay, why do you choose that game?
Okay, Pokemon Platinum is actually my first DS Pokemon game, and it's my personal favorite just because I feel like it makes the fourth generation is my personal favorite generation of Pokemon because it includes the twitches that make Pokemon perfect, like the physical and special split. It makes a lot of diversity with physical and special moves and also include a lot of Pokemon that are my favorites, including my favorite Pokemon, Lucario, of course. And you know something funny? I actually didn't heard of Pokemon 4th generation until I saw Brawl. So,
oh wow.
So I actually played Diamond for a while on my computer, and I actually did like it. However, it had two things I hated to death about that game.
Yeah.
Which are the surfing speed, which is easily one of the worst in the entire series.
Oh god, that.
And the champion that is hard as hell.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. That was not pleasant.
Yeah, because he has level 66 Pokemon, while the best Pokemon you might have at this point is level 50. Yeah, it's really infuriating.
Yeah, definitely.
Also,
right, so...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, right. Why Pokemon Platinum over, like, the rest of the series? Why specifically that one?
I don't know, it's because it was my first Pokemon game I got in a handheld. Oh, I actually got a Diamond and Pearl. I got a Ruby and Sapphire, but actually was the game I played to death. Just because I enjoyed the mechanics, I love the story and the new plot they give to Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. I mean, it's my most played game in all time. It has like, what, 630 hours of gameplay? It's ridiculous.
That's quite a lot.
Yeah, 630 hours. It's not as much. Okay, Pokemon Battle Revolution has 400 hours just because it's Wi-Fi. But that's it. That game is terrible.
Yeah. So I've noticed that all of your game choices are from the around Nintendo's sort of side of things.
Yeah.
Would you say that Nintendo were the ones that the company that you decided that was the one that you want to focus on?
Because I'm a big Nintendo fan and I don't have much experience with Sony games or games for the Xbox. But then again, the Xbox kinda sucks, you know, Xbox One, terrible. Even though it got better, but still. And even though I have played a few games from the PlayStation, and I have seen some games that are very interesting, I don't exactly care about it. If I would give a PlayStation 3 right now, I would sell it immediately to get a Wii U.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Is there anything else that you would like to say on Pokemon Platinum?
I don't know. I could recommend this game if you want to play a Pokemon game that is in the fairly recent side, you can get this game, or Black 2, whatever you want, but still Platinum is my favorite Pokemon game. It has one of the best stories, even though it would seem like Pokemon Black and Black 2 have better story. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay, I just want to say that the story for Pokemon Platinum is probably my favourite story of all the Pokemon games in general. Like the whole... I don't want to go into spoilers, but I just like that whole thing.
Yeah, same here. Even though Black 2, again, is my second favorite Pokemon game, it has a major improvement. I mean, graphic-wise, I mean, the Pokemon final actually move instead of being a still sprites. Also, the whole achievement mode it has with the medals, and all the stuff it gets, but still, I personally think Platinum is a better game, in my opinion. Even though I'm playing Black White 2 right now.
So, very quickly, I'm guessing that you're looking forward to Pokemon X and Y?
Of course, that's my most anticipated 3DS game. I mean, really. I'm looking forward to X rather than Y because I actually like the deer Pokemon. I don't exactly know how to pronounce it very well, so not going to say it in case to stutter and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid everything to do with that just so it's a fresh experience when I get my hands on it.
Yeah, I'm actually not getting very many spoilers, even though Cerebi makes that hard. But yeah.
Right, I think that about concludes it. So, is there anything that you'd like to advertise?
Nothing really. So I suppose I could say goodbye, have a good day, and thanks for watching this video.
Yes, thanks for being my guest.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, and remember, if you want to be a part of the series, just drop a comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as humanly possible. Probably, who knows. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.